Hi, I'm Alex, this is Books and Paperbacks, and happy Pride! Today I have 26 recommendations. This is the A to Z of Queer Lit. I have already done this once before, so the first video will be linked down below. How this works is I'll be recommending a queer book for every letter of the alphabet. The letter could be anywhere in the title or the author's name. All of the books will be linked down below if you would like to purchase them or learn more about them and add them to your TBR. If you've read any of these, let me know in the comments, and the best way to support this channel is by liking and commenting on this video so more people will see it. Let's get into the video. A is for American Dreamer by Adriana Herrera. This is her debut Achillean romance between Nesto and Jude. Nesto has recently moved to upstate New York to pursue his dream of starting an Afro-Caribbean food truck. This is the perfect foodie meet cute romance, and I love it a lot. B is Beyond the Gender Binary by Alok Ved Menon. This is a short nonfiction debunking gender myths. C is Cafe con Leche by Emery Lee. This has soccer, it's an Achillean romance, there's ADHD rep, and we are following two teen boys who are fighting to keep their parents' Puerto Rican bakeries open. D is Disintegrate, Dissociate by Ariel Twist. This is a poetry collection by an indigenous transgender woman. The poems are about rage and tenderness, the perimeters of grief, trauma, displacement, and identity. E is Rabbit Chase by Elizabeth LaPense with illustrations by Casey Oster. This is an indigenous middle grade graphic novel with a non-binary protagonist, and it is a reimagining of Alice in Wonderland. F is Fierce Femmes and Notorious Liars, a dangerous trans girl's confabulous memoir by Kai Chen Tom. This is fictional, but it does also play on the author's experiences. It is following a trans girl who runs away from her abusive family and finds a town called Gloom, and she meets a coalition of rebellious trans femmes. If you're looking for a book with trans liberation, this one is it. G is Get It Right by Skye Killian, a sapphic romance novella between a butch parole and a pretty pansexual nurse. This is a second chance romance, and there is chronic migraine representation. H is Ola Poppy, How to Come Out in a Walmart Parking Lot by John Paul Brommer. This is a memoir written in an advice column format, written by a queer Latina man. I is Icebreaker by A.L. Grazia Day. This is a YA Achillean romance featuring Mickey, who is the son of a very famous hockey player, and he is fighting to be the first round pick at the next NHL draft. But this is a rivals to lovers between him and the other potential first round pick. The mental health representation is amazing in this book. It is one of my favorites. We talk about depression and anxiety in your first semester of college. I love this a lot. I will link my vlog down below if you want to know more about the book. J is Pizza Girl by Jean Kyung Fraser. This is a literary fiction following a girl who is a pizza delivery driver, and she is pregnant. She ends up developing a crush on a woman that she keeps delivering pizzas with pickles on top. K is Kiss and Tell by Deep Karam. This is a YA contemporary romance. There's fake dating. It is about hockey and boy bands. The heart of the story is about Hollywood and how they treat teens, especially gay teens, and the sexualization and feminization of boys in the spotlight, especially when they are queer. L is Stone Fruit by Lee Lei. This is a sapphic graphic novel with literary themes following a trans woman and her religious trauma. M is Man o' War by Corey McCarthy. This is a YA contemporary coming of age following River, who is coming into their trans identity. It is about being a trans person in a small town. There's found family, and they are a trans swimmer. N is The New Queer Conscience by Adam Eli. This is a great starter nonfiction for queer allyship. O is Off the Record by Cameron Garrett. This is a YA contemporary featuring a teen journalist who uncovers the scandal of a decade. Both protagonists fall under the M spectrum bi/pan, and we also have great anxiety rep in this book. P is Punch Me Up to the Gods by Brian Broom. This is a raw coming-of-age memoir told in essays about blackness, masculinity, and addiction. Brian recounts memories of him discovering his sexuality and having his first crushes. Q is The Queer Principles of Kit Webb by Kat Sebastian. This is a queer historical romance featuring a heist and a grumpy sunshine romance. R is Real Queer America by Samantha Allen. This is a nonfiction from a trans journalist who goes on a road trip back to red states that she has once been to, and she visits the queer people who are still there. S is Snapdragon by Kat Lee. This is a middle grade graphic novel following a girl who meets the witchy lesbian in her town and learns all about her life and spells. Meanwhile, we have a trans girl side character who is socially transitioning throughout the book. T is There Are Trans People Here by H. Melt, and this is my favorite poetry collection of all time. This is a poetry collection of trans joy and liberation. For you, I had a title that I was going to use, but I am currently supporting the St. Martin's Press Boycott. Everything is linked down below if you want to know more, but I am not sharing any of their books until they address our demands, and it has been about 6 months now, so I won't be sharing any of their books until then. So if they could speak up, that would be amazing, because I would love to share with you more queer books. But alas, here is my recommendation. For you, I have Us by Sarah Soler, translated by Sylvia Perea Labayan. This is a graphic memoir following a trans woman and her bisexual partner, and this is their journey to coming out. I want to recommend this because if you're looking for more trans graphic memoirs, this wasn't my favorite, but I still want to recommend it because I think that others will appreciate it. V is Death Trap by Vivek Shreya, told in illustrations by Ness Lee. They bring to life an unflinching portrayal of violent harassment from the perspectives of both the perpetrator and the target, illustrating the dangers of online accessibility as a trans person and the ease in which vitriolic hatred can be spread digitally. Next, I'm combining W and X with Welcome to St. Hell by Lewis Hancock. I swear I have the physical copy somewhere, but I don't know where it is right now. This is a graphic novel following a trans masked person. He's recounting his memories being in high school. There is a lot of dead naming on the page and misgendering, so if that's not something you're into, totally cool. This is a humorous graphic novel and about him medically and socially transitioning. There's actually a sequel coming soon. Y is If It Makes You Happy by Clara Khan. This is a YA contemporary set in a small town over the summer. It features a queer platonic relationship, there's asexual representation, and there's an emphasis on platonic love. This gave me a lot of Gilmore Girls vibes. And Z is The Z Word by Lindsay King Miller. This is a queer zombie apocalypse novel with commentary on rainbow capitalism. And to start off Pride Month, there you have it, a queer recommendation for every letter of the alphabet. You can't be asking me for queer book recommendations because I just gave you 26 of them. Technically 25, but I'll be having book recs all month, and queer content, as always, all year round, can be found on my channel. So if you enjoy this video, give it a like, give it a comment, and hit subscribe if you're new here. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in my next video soon. Bye.